Welcome to Umamusume Horse Girls or Pretty Derby. The show opens up with a cave writing exposition on how horse girls were born, because a horny furry man once smashed a female horse and got pregnant, and then the first horse girl was born. Okay, this is the opposite of girls fucking a horse. Don't ask me how I knew, because I read Berserk and you know what happened in that one manga scene, and you know what I'm referring to, okay? Anyway, then we see the horse girl moving in Tokyo, because she got a scholarship from one of the top horse girl school in Japan, and her name is Special Week. Dude, it would be nice to see a horse girl named Slow Dancer or Valkyrie. Just a little bit of JoJo Part 7 reference, you know. Doesn't matter. She arrives at the train station where this old man gives her directions to the school. She starts running and arrive at this huge racetrack. Then she watched the race and got inspired by this racer named Silent Suzuka, who is just Holo from Spice and Wolf, but she's a horse girl this time. And this nonce bastard keeps touching her strong legs because he can see some potential in her.
Stop touching me, Elmo!
Time passed by and she saw the racers having an idol concert, and she starts running straight to her dorm for the night. What the fuck? These horse girls are too badass, man. They run fast like Usain Bolt and they perform on stage like K-pop idols. Moving on, she goes to school the next morning where the horse girls introduce themselves, and I'm not gonna say their names because of their weird names. Then we skip to the scene where they talk about trying out for a team, and Special Week tells them that she wants to join Holo's team, and luckily they're having a tryout after school. They head to the venue where the nonce bastard stalks her. She goes to the starting grid and the race starts, where she battled it like Lando Norris, losing P1 after turn 1.
It's a poor start for Lando Norris, and Max Verstappen takes the lead.
She kept running and saw Holo in the stands, and this gave her the push to pass other girls. But unfortunately, she didn't finish in P1 and she wasn't able to join the team. As she goes home, she was abducted by these girls and the nonce was there, and he introduced himself as their coach because she's now part of the team Spica. And Holo was also there because she got kicked out of her previous team for disobeying team orders. She accepted to join their team, and Coach Nonce puts her in a trial by fire by letting her race in the tournament next week. She heads back to their dorm along with Holo, and they ended up being as roommates. Then she goes to school where she was summoned by the student council, and she tells her good luck on her debut race next week. Her training week begins and Coach Nonce gathered them the night before the race, and he says, "Don't worry if you don't have any strategy for tomorrow's race, because we don't want to end up like Ferrari by putting our drivers in a slick tires on a wet track."
I have the seat full of water, like full of water.
Must be the water.
So just go out there and YOLO this race. They head back to their dorm and Holo asks her if something's wrong. Then she tells her that she's getting pressured of her dreams because of her two moms. Because her real mom died during birth and her stepmom is the one supporting her. The race day comes and we see her being stiff as a plank for being too nervous. But Holo calms her down by saying to have fun out there by giving her all. The race starts and she battled the start again like Lando Norris. Then Nick Fury, or should I say Nick Fury, tries to sabotage her race by kicking some dirt behind. But she managed to dodge them all because of her stepmom's training. Then Nick Fury tries to do the Chick Hicks move, but she was too fast and wins the race in P1. Then Hot MILF Coach here congratulated the nuns for their team winning the race, and he roasted her for not having a good eye on finding talent. Then we see Special Week being a horse girl idol by standing like a tree at the podium for winning the race. The next day comes and Coach Nonce points out the four of them except for Holo for fucking up their podium idol presentation. Then he took them to a karaoke booth along with Hakos Bales from Hololive, and she'll teach them how to become an idol because their president doesn't want the race winner to embarrass their school. Then Coach Nonce motivates her to become a triple crown horse so that she can be the GOAT. Then he tells her about the plan on the next race and to watch out for this prodigy horse girl. The day of the next race comes and she didn't battle the start. She struggled on catching up to the prodigy, but with the uphill ahead, she managed to gain some momentum and get P1 to win the race. And this time, she didn't embarrass herself in the podium. They celebrated their win and Hakos Bales decided to join their team because she likes being an underdog and saw how fun their team is. Some training montage happens and we cut to them where Coach Nonce gives Special Week her racer idol costume suit because she finally ranked up. We jump to the third race where she didn't battle the start. Then Prodigy Horse Girl goes P1 again as they go to the hill, but this time she didn't pass her and finished in P3. As they go home, she tells Holo to head home first, where she cried because she didn't win and she was being too arrogant. Stop crying, girl. At least you got a podium. Like, look at Isaac Hajar. He deserves to cry in the Australian GP because he fucked his car into the barriers in the formation lap. Although it was a wet track plus he's a rookie, so yeah, he deserves to cry after fucking up his first ever F1 race. Anyway, then Coach Nonce sees her and mimic her. Then he motivates her to beat Sky Horse Girl again in the next race and she accepted her challenge. She goes to the weighing scale and noticed that she's getting fat like Frozen. Then she starts her special diet training so that she can win the upcoming tournament with the help of her teammates. We see Coach Nons challenging Hot MILF Coach to a short distance race, and she accepted the challenge. Then the team gathered for the mock race to strategize, but Holo is against this race and she's like, "Don't race because I noticed that you're getting fat like Frogan." And she also says to herself that she'll start hating to race if she'll lose. But Coach Nons motivates Special Week by saying that she'll do this as a learning experience, and she proceeds to do it. The race day comes and as expected, Shuttlecock Horse takes the lead. As they approach the uphill, she noticed that it's easy to follow her because of her slipstream. Oh my god, this is literally just F1 horse girls. Then Special Week gets some dirty air which makes Shuttlecock's lead grew bigger. Then she noticed her running pattern and she copied it, where she managed to catch up. The pair reached the finish line neck and neck where Shuttlecock won, and this made her appreciate Special Week's effort. We see the team watching a replay race of El Camino challenging Special Week to win her race because they're rivals, and this motivates her to win. They start training for the Japanese Derby where Coach Nons motivates her to climb these stairs in less than 40 seconds, or she doesn't have a shot on winning. Meanwhile, Hakos Bales invites this horse girl McQueen to join their team, and she took her to see their team, and Gold Chip here begs her to join. Then Holo challenged Special Week to a race in the stairs, where she managed to break her record in less than 40 seconds. But Coach Nons lies to her so that she can keep on pushing herself to train. We cut to the day of the Japanese Derby where the team hypes her up. The race starts where this broad takes the lead first, but then Sky Horse Girl overtakes her. As they head to the hill, Special Week catches up to her and she takes the lead. Then moments later, El Camino Horse Girl catch up to her and took the lead. But with the fruits of her training, she managed to catch back up and they reach the finish line simultaneously. The race ends up in a photo finish and it's a draw.
Alonso is going to get the run down to turn number 4. This is going to be super aggressive between the two of them. Alonso's fought his way back through. What a move, Fernando Alonso. He gets close. He just hangs on in a superb finish to the line.
Where both racers congratulated each other as rival classmates. They celebrated in the podium together where hot single stepmom teared for joy. Then she sends a letter to her hot single stepmom about their team winning races and they celebrated on the beach while training. Okay, hold on. Are you telling me these people, I mean horse girls, doesn't have phones? Why the fuck is she still sending letters? Like I saw the hot MILF coach lady bringing her tablet while scouting, and there are cash prize on winning a race or getting a podium, right? So which means she can easily buy a phone and stop sending letters like it's the 1800s. Anyway, the team celebrated the school festival and we cut to the hot MILF coach and Coach Nons having a date where they talk about the upcoming race because she's concerned about the health of her injured horse girl, and Holo is going to be one of her opponents. We cut to the day of the race where Holo takes the lead, followed by Injured Horse Girl and El Camino. Injured Horse Girl falls to P3 while El Camino goes P2, but even giving her all, she wasn't able to pass Holo in P1. El Camino cries while Hot MILF coach comforts the injured. Then Holo thanks her team for supporting her. A few days pass by and they train again for the Japan Cup. And Coach Nons tells them to reach this inn by just running. After they arrive, Holo tells the team that she's going to America after the Japan Cup race. Special Week asks the Nons that she wants to participate in the Japan Cup because she wants to race against Holo before she leaves, and he lets her join. The next day comes and Holo participated in this race before the Japan Cup. She starts off strong and pulls a 10-second gap like Max Verstappen. Everyone can't believe how fast she's going, but then she suffers a torn Achilles and starts slowing down like that Lightning McQueen fading scene.
Queen is fading! McQueen is fading!
Everyone was shocked as she slows down and has to retire from the race. She wakes up in the hospital where Coach Nons is skeptical about her being able to run 100% again after her recovery. But Special Week tells her that she can recover 100% because she can do it through the power of friendship. Okay, like that's bullshit. Like look at my boy Kobe Bryant, God bless his soul. After suffering from that kind of injury, he never became 100% again. But she's a half horse, so maybe there's some horse genetic science bullshit that can heal her. Moving on, then she promised the team to recover 100%. A month passes and Coach Nons visited Holo and tells her the news that Special Week finished P3 in the Japan Cup, and she cried her eyes out because she wanted to win for her. Then we cut to New Year's Day where Holo finally gets discharged and she starts her rehabilitation process. Some training montage happens where Special Week keeps getting distracted because she wants to take care of Holo. An injured girl here gets motivated for noticing that she isn't taking this race seriously.
Nothing serious!
We cut to race day where Special Week didn't battle the start and takes the lead, but injured girl isn't so injured anymore and overtakes her for the lead.
The line in 130 and Alonso having none of it. Straight around the outside.
She starts gaining some pace where Special Week wasn't able to take back the lead, and she won where Special Week ended up in P2. Then Injured Girl was like, I won today because you're my opponent, and you lost because you kept on simping on that crippled girl. Special Week goes back to her depression trunk where Coach Non sees her, and he says, you need to realize your true dreams on becoming the GOAT, and this upcoming fall you need to train hard and win all of your races. So stop simping to that cripple and focus on your game, and this motivates her to train hard. We cut to the next episode where they start their training camp, and Coach Non separated them into two teams so that they can compete with each other. Some training montage happens and he lets the girls compete in a triathlon race. Where Special Week and Holo are struggling to keep up because of their mental health issues, because Holo is being afraid to get injured again. He then motivates the pair by saying that they need to see each other as rivals in order for them to reach new heights of success. And with this, the pair managed to overcome their mental weaknesses and Holo was able to run at 100% again. I'm still skeptical about her ankle being healed quickly, but because she's a half horse, I'll let it slide. Moving on, the training camp ends and we see them watching El Camino's race in France, and she's up against the #1 ranked horse girl in the world, Princess Diana. The race starts and everyone gets hyped after she takes the lead, but Princess Diana Horse Girl took the lead in the last minute and wins. Special Week was amazed of her performance and she gets a call from her where she cried for coming up short on winning, and this motivates her to train along with Holo. We see them training and Coach Nons tells them not to push themselves to the limit and rest their body, and he lets Special Week go home to see her hot MILF stepmom where she's banned from training while visiting. Meanwhile, the other girls also spend their time relaxing. On the other hand, Holo was practicing because Coach Nons registered her for her comeback race. We cut back to Special Week where her hot MILF stepmom gives her this horseshoe that she made herself. She accepted their gift and she will become the GOAT using this horseshoe. She goes back to school and continue her training for the upcoming race. Then we see her along with Holo making a promise to achieve their dreams as rivals and race each other in the future. We cut to the race day where Holo isn't watching her race because she's also busy practicing for her comeback race. The race starts where we see some cinematic shots between the rivals, pushing each other to the limit by using their imagination. And Special Week wins with a record-breaking race after a disastrous P7 in her last race. The gang goes back to working out and we see this messenger bringing the news that Princess Diana Horse Girl is going to compete in the Japan Cup. And Coach Nons tells Special Week that there's no time for resting because she's gonna be one hell of an opponent. Then he watched Princess Diana do a practice run along with the hot MILF coach, and they were shocked to see that she beats the Student Council President's time record. We jump to another race day where Special Week isn't watching Holo's comeback race. Then Coach Nons tells her that he lied about her being able to recover 100% after suffering from a torn Achilles, but she replied that she can win through the power of friendship as per. As she makes her way to the starting grid, this broad declared a challenge to her. Then the race finally begins where she's in the last place and the broad gets to P1. Then Holo calms herself down and starts using her supersonic speed. She starts passing everyone until she takes P1 and wins the race.
Max Verstappen wins the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, 17th on the grid to the win.
And everyone in the crowd gets hyped for her winning. We cut to the next race and it's Special Week's turn against Princess Diana. And hot stepmom decided to watch her personally, but she doesn't want to see her so that she doesn't get distracted. Then all of the horse girls cheers for her for being the underdog. Right before the race, she greeted Princess Diana in French.
You French pig!
But instead of saying good luck, she says don't get cocky, because El Camino pranked her into saying that, kinda like this meme.
Are you sure that's gonna work? Boku no chinchin wa chisai. What the fuck?
The race starts and Princess Diana feels out Special Week's movements. Then both racers starts making moves by passing the others. Then through everyone's support, she managed to beat Princess Diana without crashing her car, unlike what the Queen did, and she congratulated her for her performance. Then some idol post-race interview happens, and we cut to the last episode where Special Week meets Holo from the airport after her American tournament. Then we cut to the final race where every member of Team Spica joins the tournament. The race starts where as usual Holo takes the lead, but Special Week managed to catch up on her. Then we see this photo finish where all of them reach the finish line at the same time, which is clearly dumb as fuck, but who cares, it's the last episode. Then we see some horse girls idol concert and the non scouting another horse girl with potential, and that's the end of the anime. This anime gets a steel ball run out of a donkey.
さあ混戦模様のジャパンワールドカップ各馬第3号